Yesterday we talked about all the different regions you can explore in Dragon Ball Z Kakarot as the full map got revealed, and there are a lot of regions, which is really awesome, but there's a caveat to all of this, because with each demo this game shows, the less interesting each area gets. So as we analyze Majin Vegeta's gameplay, I have to ask, is this it? Is this all Dragon Ball Z Kakarot is? Unless they're holding some major surprises close to launch, every area basically seems to play just the same, and honestly, that's a bit of a bummer. This demo was first shown at the Thailand Games Show, and in the meantime, Bandai Namco has released it on their channel, as well as a couple of other YouTubers, including Dragon Ball Hype, who I think has captured the best footage of them all, so we'll be using some of his footage here in this video. And all these videos feature one of my all-time favorite characters, Majin Vegeta. It's honestly great news knowing that you'll be able to explore this area as Majin Vegeta. Even back at Gamescom, seeing Vegeta kick a fish in his Batman shirt was pretty silly, but an awesome kind of silly. And guess what? Majin Vegeta can do the same now. I'm just as excited as you guys are to play as Majin Vegeta. The main problem for me is the world and the fights, because every time they show something, it feels like they have nothing left to show. Like, we've seen all this game has to offer, and if that's the case, I guess it's fine. I just expected a bit more. In this demo, Majin Vegeta is exploring a new area, which is this desert area. The first place he visits is Nam's village. Vegeta gathers some onions, because, you know, any Saiyan worth their salt has their vegetables, and Nam has a quest, but he's seeking the help of the Golden Warrior. Golden Warrior is not Vegeta. The Golden Warrior is Gohan, back when he had his Great Saiyaman suit. So you need to be playing as Gohan to accept this quest. The thing is, this gameplay takes place after Gohan is defeated by Majin Buu. So they either miss this quest while playing as Gohan, or you can just do it later after Gohan comes back from training in the land of the Kais. And if that's the case, then side quests, you can just pretty much do them at any time, because when he comes back, the world is just completely destroyed by Super Buu. So I don't know, my money is on someone missed this side quest, and now Nam has no help for the rest of the game until he dies at the hands of Super Buu. Anyway, Dragon Ball Hype actually did a great job when he captured this footage. When he arrives at Nam's village, he really tried to show everything you could do in this area. He tried to talk to nameless NPCs and seeing what their dialogue was like. Props to this guy because he really did his best to explore, but at the end of the day, there wasn't much new to learn. You can talk to a cook, you can give her ingredients, and she'll cook you some different meals, and meals in this game, as you know, give you stat boosts. Next to her, there's an actual vendor that gives you crystals, though it's unclear what they actually do, and there's another guy next to these two that gives you healing items as well as some ingredients. This seems like a full-fledged RPG when it comes to systems. When it comes to the action though, I feel like that's where this game is lacking. Vegeta leaves the village and starts flying around, and you start gathering orbs just like in every other area. He flies past a dinosaur and a red ribbon tower, which are both activities that we haven't seen yet, and they could be interesting, but these demos just seem like they're done showing us new stuff. So Vegeta just flies past them, and instead he goes towards some trees that are highlighted when he uses his detective vision, and because they're highlighted, that means they have some fruit. So let's not do the dinosaur stuff, let's gather fruit instead. And when we're gathering fruit, you start fighting some of Babidi's minions. And this fight is a great example of what I'm liking about this game so far, and at the same time what I'm disliking about this game so far. On one hand, I love that this game is creating new characters. I love this game for imagining what Babidi's minions would look like, and I actually like their design a lot. But then the fight starts, and they fight exactly the same as the Frieza forces that we've seen before, which basically just means combat is gonna be the same from start to finish. These minions have one new move, which is to freeze you with telekinesis, but that's it. Everything else, they might as well be Frieza's minions with just another model. I feel like this game has a lot to show, but what they choose to show in these gameplay videos is the same stuff we've seen before. I mean, sure, it's a new area and a new character, but if you do exactly the same, then what's so new about it? And don't get me wrong, I like how the action looks, but we're gonna play through the entire Dragon Ball story with little to no variety when it comes to combat and activities. The whole thing, from Raditz to Kid Buu, and every single one of those fights, with the exception of the big boss battles, is gonna feel exactly the same. And I would love to be wrong about that, but if I am, then maybe that's what they should be showing us in these gameplay demos, because right now, I'm just watching the same gameplay with a different character, and that's just not enough for me at this point. The Majin Buu fight does look decent though, so at least we can expect some variety in boss fights. He's got some stuff that looks just like every other boss fight. For instance, he gets this red aura where he just armors through all of your attacks, so you either back off or you're gonna get hit with a big charged attack. We saw that in the Raditz fight as well. He gets that same red aura and puts some distance between you and him, and starts throwing projectiles, so that's your dodging phase. Again, we also saw that with Raditz and Cell. However, Majin Buu does this massive explosion that forces you to back away, and I don't think we had seen anything like this in previous boss fights. And even better, he's got this unique move where he turns you into candy. Now, we all expected Majin Buu to turn you into candy, but we didn't expect him to just stare at you for a second and then start attacking the candy. Buu, just eat the candy, dude. What are you doing? Vegeta eventually comes back to normal, but yeah, the candy is basically a stun mechanic. He can attack you for free. It's not exactly what we were expecting. We were expecting Majin Vegeta to get eaten here, and then maybe Buu would spit him out. That's how most Dragon Ball games fix that. But hey, at least it's something different. It's something new. And when Vegeta goes Super Saiyan 2, we also see a display of power that I just had not seen in this game before. Every hit seems to land much heavier. We see a full combo into Big Bang Attack, followed by another combo into Final Flash, trying to dish out as much damage as possible before that meter runs out. Dragon Ball Hype played this much more defensively, and we actually got to see some new mechanics that we had not seen before. First of all, there's a guard break. You cannot just block forever. Eventually, your guard will break, and you'll be completely open to any attack. In this demo, Bandai gave Dragon Ball Hype a bunch of healing items. He had 3 Senzu Beans that completely restored his health anytime he popped one. I don't know how accessible or expensive this item will be, because it just seems to be very good at saving your life in any situation. We also see some other items in there, stuff like energy replenishers and a lot more. Everything you'd expect from an RPG. And honestly, that's about it. And don't get me wrong, I think this game looks fine, but the main hook for me personally are now the visually impressive cutscenes and potentially the original stories. We still don't know if the original stories are good, but like, I'm not here to relive the Dragon Ball story. I've done that way too many times. And right now, combat doesn't seem that great. Everything they show seems like the same combat with different characters, which just makes me fear that this will be a very repetitive game. And as far as open world activities go, I really think that there's more than what they're showing, but they just keep showing you the same stuff. Gathering the orbs and now fruit from trees? Come on. And now we're only a couple months away from release. So what have we got now? One more trailer before the game comes out? There's not a lot of time left. And granted, they don't need to show everything that the game has to offer, but if I was a regular consumer, I would be very on the fence right now. I'm not a regular consumer. I'm someone who will buy the game regardless to let you guys know how the game plays, and if what we've seen so far is in fact everything the game has to offer, or if it does have something more, some surprises they've decided not to show. But bottom line is, I'm happy you can free roam as Majin Vegeta, I'm happy to see he's playable, I'm happy the Majin Buu fight looks somewhat unique, but I'm disappointed that the open world activities largely look the same as other areas, and that combat is pretty much the same, whether you're fighting Babidi minions or Frieza soldiers. It's pretty much the same combat. And this game has been very polarizing in previous comment sections. Kakarot videos are some of my favorites to read comments on, because really no one agrees when it comes to this game. So I'd love to know if this demo has changed your mind in any way. Let me know your thoughts down below, and as always, thank you very much for watching. My name is Globku, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye.